Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is the New Edition movie Part 1 review. Now, before I get started, let me first pay homage to New Edition, and that's Ralph Tresvant, Bobby Brown, Mike Bivins, Ronnie DeVoe, Ricky Bell, and Johnny Gill, for they have just received their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. These brothers came from Orchard Park in Roxbury, Massachusetts, to the Hollywood Walk of Fame in Hollywood. Talk about making it and talk about Black Power. You know, honor and praise to you guys, because you guys are the true representation of what success is all about, how you can come from the bottom and really work your way up. Now, I must say, this Part 1 was very good. I want to, let people know the people behind this, and also the fact that New Edition is actually involved. All of them are involved in telling this story, and it's being told very beautifully. And I say this Part 1 was really great. It pretty much opens up like where Bobby Brown is now a big mainstream star. He's performing My Prerogative, and then you got Belle Biv DeVoe, who's Mike Bivins, Ricky Bell, and Ronnie DeVoe. And Ronnie getting tired of fucking Bobby hogging the damn stage, so he come up there and completely push Bobby off, and they start performing. Bobby, got his people, they got their people. Next thing you know, it becomes like a major explosion, and to the point where even shots are fired. And they've even talked about this, like they were on the same bill, and they pretty much came ahead on stage, and it just exploded into something where, Belle Biv DeVoe's people and Bobby's people, everybody was involved, everybody was fighting, and it just went crazy. But it pretty much opened with that, but then it reverted back to when they were kids. And you pretty much see how all of them live. You actually see Bobby Brown performing at a talent show, and he gets stage fright. So he comes up with the idea of making them a group. And he's very close friends with Mike Bivins and Ricky Bell. Like, it was the three of them. And pretty much, they were, coming up with this idea that, we should definitely come together and, we can make something out of this. But Bobby was like the visionary. He was pretty much the one who decided to build the group in the first place. And they ended up finding Ralph Tresvant, and Ralph Tresvant was obsessed with Kung Fu, because he is, jumping off, pretty much, they're just regular ghetto boys growing up in the hood, representing representing what that hood life is like. And Ralph Tresvant was kind of like this awkward kid who was really into like Kung Fu. He had this girl that had a crush on him, but he never would talk to her. So Ricky Bell decides to go over there and start singing to her. Ralph wasn't having that shit. Ralph went over there and started singing his ass off, and he finally got connected with the girl. So it was pretty awesome to see that. And you really see that they decided that they really want to make it, and that they really, want to, go to talent shows and really try their talent. And pretty much, I think it was Ricky's sister, who's actually played by my old girl from Empire. She pretty much says that, look, if you guys serious, you guys need to get a manager. Make it happen. Don't talk about it, be about it. So they end up finding the manager, and the manager they find is Brooke Payne. Now, Brooke Payne is coming out of, I think, like a club with a woman or whatever, about to go in and smash. All of a sudden these little kids are running to his car, like, come on, sign us, believe in us, we want an opportunity, give us a chance, let us prove ourselves. And he's just like, man, I ain't into managing no little kid acts, man, get the hell out of here with that. But then, as soon as he turned on his lights, they start performing, and even the girl is like liking them and everything. She in the car smiling, jamming to him. So he decides, okay, y'all stay in the OP? Okay, meet me in the rec center. They meet in the rec center, and he puts them to like a serious boot camp. So it's great that they're showing the grind of what it takes to be successful, that it ain't no walk in the park. You know, because he had them working their asses off nonstop, and he was a great manager, and he was kind of like a father figure to the boys. And you know, if anything, he even told them that, look, I'm not promising I'm gonna make you stars, but I can make you professionals. You know, you're gonna work hard like you've never been worked before. And he had them working. So therefore, they end up. So later on, after all this time, they've been building like some type of. They've been building like a buzz within the Boston community, and they get and pretty much they're getting popular doing these talent shows, and they get a big break when it comes down to Maurice Starr is actually holding a talent show. And whoever wins the talent show, they get to do a demo with him. So this is like a grand opportunity. So they went there, and let's say they rocked. I mean, they pretty much did the Love You Statement being owned by the Jackson 5, and they rocked it. And pretty much, he actually announces that this other group had won, but then he also said, he's like, but hold on, that there's more to it than that, and he brings back New Edition. So not only did this group won, but New Edition won as well, and he pretty much gave out 2 contracts to record demos on. So they won as well. So that was really big. That was pretty much the game changer for them. So now they get in the studio with Maurice. Bobby and Ricky starts fucking fighting and shit. And it just gets out of hand, so Brooke has to break it up. And Ralph was the one sitting there, so he pretty much tells Ralph to get in the studio. So we see from that point on, he started to build the group around Ralph and around Ralph's voice. Because he felt that Ralph had that Michael Jackson, sound. He definitely had that innocent look, and he definitely, at that time was like the standout member. So he pretty much built the group around Ralph, and even to the point where he even was going to offer Ralph a solo contract by himself. But Ralph didn't want to give up the group because he was loyal to his friends, and he was also loyal to the fact that Bobby Brown was the one who started them. So how am I going to shit on them for myself? And I think it gave Maurice more respect for Ralph, because he actually did, because he pretty much gave him his card and told him to call him. But and eventually he actually does call him around Christmas time, and we even see a scene where Ralph was saving up his talent show money, and he actually bought a Christmas tree for his mother and for his family, and the mother broke down because she really felt bad that, oh my God, this should be the other way around. I should be doing Christmas for you guys, but yet you guys are doing Christmas for me. And she was just really she got really emotional, but was also touched that, her son was able to help, provide for the family. And it was around this time that him and Maurice had that call, and he told Maurice that, look, if I do this, we got to do it as a group. I'm not going to leave my boys behind. We're a group, we're a unit, and that's the way it's going to be. So Maurice agreed, but then we can actually see that they built everything around Ralph. Like even the cover of Candy Girl, they pretty much brought Ralph more in next to the girl and kind of pulled the other ones there. And at the time, they were really feeling, they were all feeling some kind of way, because they really felt that, Ralph was becoming the star and they were pretty much background singers. And they were beginning to feel that resentment at that early age. And you pretty much see that they end up becoming like this big pop sensation. Like Candy Girl goes #1. They didn't show a scene where Curtis Blow kind of blows them off because he's jealous the fact that he had to open for them and that they pretty much beat Michael Jackson. So that was very big and that was huge. But even though all these accolades that they were receiving, and due to the fact that they, were groundbreaking, at that time, they were not earning any money. You know, they pretty much had a booking agent that was pretty much paying them, and they weren't getting paid anything. And as a matter of fact, it all exploded when they got a check for $1.87 that they had to split within all 5 of them. And once that happened, oh, the mothers went the fuck off on Brooke. And Brooke is even saying that, look, I'm not making any money either. I'm putting money out of my pocket to help them. You know, look, personally, but he told him, I don't know the industry like that. I really don't know the business side. I just know how to manage talent. So they ended up voting him out the group, and ended up hiring Gary Evans, who's this white guy, and this he's a good actor too. I loved him in Higher Learning. I mean, great actor. And he pretty much is, he's pretty much this white guy who definitely knows how to talk good game, and pretty much, won the mothers over and won them over. They pretty much go to MCA, and he tells them that in order for them to land the deal, they're gonna have to kind of like sing, to the office staff or whatever. So they go singing throughout the whole entire building, and they actually meet. After that we meet Gerald Bugsby, who's the head of MCA, and Lou Silas, who's I think who's the head of production and studio. I think I could be wrong. If I am wrong, leave it down in the comments. Feel free to correct me if I get any of this mixed up. But this scene was crazy because he literally, this is in reference to Gerald Bugsby. He pretty much, played he pretty much played to the boys, made them feel that they were, that they were great, and that he enjoyed them, and that, you guys are a part of the family, and was pretty much real cool with them. But then after they walked away, he called Gary into a meeting, a board meeting, and he showed a totally different side. Like, you talking about something, I can't believe you had them ghetto-ass hood rats from Roxbury, Massachusetts coming up in here singing through my damn office. What the hell are you doing? I want pop artists. And you need to bring me some results. But he's pretty much batting for them, saying that, look, they pretty much are a pop act. They had a, they had a #1 hit with Candy Girl. They're it. But he's saying that, no, I want results. Because pretty much even though New Edition had pop appeal, they really didn't have that mainstream success that other artists had. Even though they were but the funny thing about it, they were being put on the same bill as Madonna and Curtis Blow. But yet, as far as pop appeal, they really didn't have that. They really didn't have it, they really didn't have that mainstream pop appeal that he wanted, which actually was kind of let me take that back. They did have pop appeal, but for some odd reason, Gerald didn't think they were good enough. But as far as I knew, everybody knew who New Edition was, even at that time. But then afterwards, they also severed ties with Maurice Starr and everything too. So Gary Evans ends up becoming their manager, and then now with RCA, and then also we start to see that the guys are becoming more resentment towards Ralph because they're still building a sound around Ralph. And he's saying that, so what the hell is this? We got to sit here in the damn studio and watch this nigga be Michael Jackson, and we're supposed to be like Jermaine and Tito. He's like, man, fuck that. We ain't even Randy. Like, I was like, damn. But it really just showed how the tension in the group started to begin to rise once again. And it even got to the point that they ended up leaving, going to get some girls or whatever. Ralph comes home, not even realizing how the boys are feeling or what's going on. They're just not telling them anything. Because they're pretty much getting it, from their side, and then Ralph is getting something totally different. But then he started to feel at that time that the boy, he really felt alone because the boys really weren't fucking with him. I mean, here they are, they got girls, and they order food, and they pretty much go off with the girls and left him only a chicken wing. And he left him by himself. And I was like, damn, this shit is crazy. But yeah, but also to let everyone know that if I get anything wrong, please feel free to leave it down in the comments. But I can honestly say I am so happy that their story is being told. I have followed this group ever since I was a child. I'm a major fan of all of them. You know, they all are, you know, have really, you know, become stars in their own right. That they've really made New Edition an institution, but yet they are also talented individually as well. And that's a beautiful thing. And it really just shows the power that black men can do it. Black men can change things and can really make things better. And I think New Edition is a prime example of how a black man can come from the bottom and could be the cream of the crop. But yeah, that whole scene with Gerald Busby kind of bugged me. But I was thinking as far as like album sales. I think that's what he was saying, that he want pop acts, you know, acts that sell a lot of units. But that scene kind of had me confused, because I was just wondering what the hell would he mean that he wanted pop artists? Because in the way he kind of just thought, because I just think he kind of labeled them as like R&B, because they pretty much had more of an R&B base than they did a pop base, but they did have pop appeal. And that whole scene right there kind of, you know, really fucked with me, because it was like, here it is, he told them one thing, but then told Gary something totally different, and completely was like these little ghetto-ass hood rats running through my office. I'm like, these guys are stars. What the fuck you talking about? You know, so that definitely pissed me off. But great opening for part one. I mean, it really shows, you know, how this group started, and how they really came from the bottom and really worked their way up. And also, another sad thing that really got me was when here they are on their tour bus being dropped back off in the projects, and this has been going on for some years, like since they were kids. Now they're like young men, teenagers, still, you know, going on tour, selling out shows left and right. Someone else is making the money because they're not seeing it, because they're being dropped back off at the damn projects. So you know that definitely had to be demoralizing, and it definitely had an impact on all of them. But I'm glad that even though they, you know, went through all of that hardship, and even though they went through all of that, you know, pain and neglect and, you know, usury, they were able to stand strong and stand tall and still kept going. And even amidst all the drama that they went through, they are now pretty much one of the best groups of all time. And they're now finally getting that historical recognition that they deserve. And I applaud all of you fellas. I really do. So that's my review for part one of the New Edition movie. Subscribe to my channel. Leave comments on this video. Share this video. Like this video. And I will be back with you guys tomorrow for part two of the New Edition movie. So until then, everybody, take care.